Welcome to Point and Drink Adventure, a podcast where we talk about the drinks and media we consume. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Michelle.
Happy February-ish, or February. It's February. Yay.
Happy February. It's cold.
I'm so tired of the cold. I want it to be warm. I have a banky on. I got, like, heat warmer under my feet. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I've just been sitting here, like, we had dinner and we're just watching some Twin Peaks, and I'm sitting here, like, in a hoodie, just like, I'm cold. Like, just...
Yeah, can we not be cold anymore? That would be great for me. I'm over it. Let's move on. I'm ready for spring. Even though it's only February, I don't care. I need it.
Yeah. I would like spring.
So I'm not there anymore. Unfortunately, I'm at home. It sucks.
Sadly.
I know, it sucks. But we have a fun little drink.
Yeah.
Here. So what are we drinking? What are we drinking? We're drinking.
This looks insane.
That does look insane. Yours is insane. Mine's not as insane.
No. I put a whole ounce, but, like, yeah, it's insane.
I put close to a whole ounce of mine, too. So what we're drinking is a Dirty Shirley, which essentially is a Shirley Temple with vodka. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. But...
Yeah.
You're using Grenadine store-bought, and I went to like 5 different stores today to go find Grenadine. Couldn't find it, so I decided to make my own, and it's probably why it's not as neon-y or orange red. So
maybe. Yeah, I did get the crappy one. I do have roses, which is not the best, but yeah, it's very red. Also, what I've been looking at as I've been looking up Dirty Shirleys or even Shirley Temples, like there's a recipe on the roses bottle, and it's like add half an ounce to sparkling water, ginger ale, or something else that is not Sprite or 7-Up. And it's like, oh, that's weird. And then other places are like, it's like a lemon lime soda, and so it's very strange. It's just like, whatever, just vodka and, you know, a soda and grenadine.
I got that vibe too when I was looking this recipe up, because I was like, oh, you know what? Like, we watched a movie last week and it was red was the theme, and we'll get to that movie. But like, it was pretty much we both made yours was like we both made the same thing, but it was essentially a Shirley Temple with vodka. It was just named two different things. And looking up this recipe, I was like, oh, lemon, lime, ginger ale, all these things is like, well, what is it then? Oh my God, I almost spilled my drink. What did you end up what did you end up using for your soda?
Sprite.
Sprite. Me too.
Sprite.
Yeah. I got Sprite too. Hello, calories.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't get maraschino cherries because I'm not really a fan. I'm just squeezing my lime into here now because this is really sweet and really sweet.
It's really sweet. Like, I don't
drink a lot of pop. So, like, even just Sprite is very sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I can't believe, like, I haven't had, like, actual soda like this in a very long time. I'm looking at the bottle. It's 230 calories. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, yo. Like, wow. Soda bad.
Yeah. Soda's not good for you. I just got the little wee cans. And they're 90 each, which is, I use almost a full can in here, so...
Yeah, we're going to definitely switch to Fresca after this one.
I'll be mixing something differently next time.
For sure. Mine's not too bad sweet, but it's the Sprite that's making it super sweet for sure. But yeah, Shirley Temple history, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Shirley Temple is a cocktail, or the mocktail. It's considered one of the first mocktails and is named after... obviously, Shirley Temple, who is a child actress. I don't know, maybe some of our listeners or viewers don't know who Shirley Temple is. Sure.
Little curly-haired girl, sang, tap danced.
And even when she got older, because the origins of who made the first Shirley Temple is, you know, of course, like one restaurant says it did, one restaurant said it did. But she actually hated it and actually went to court to sue them to stop using her name for the creation of this mocktail and stop making money off of it for her, because she's like, I hate that drink, that sucrose, rich, sticky thing. I was like, it's sure as shit sticky. So she didn't even like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, if you just add vodka to a Shirley Temple, you get a Dirty Shirley, and that's what we got today. And why?
Yeah.
because it's good. I mean, sans a Sprite, when we use Fresca and sparkling water next, it will be delicious. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, with that said, as we have our cocktails, which we're going to have a break halfway through the movies because there's so many movies that we watch.
There's a lot of movies, yep.
So many movies. Pam, you go first. Let's talk about the movies you watched. It's the first thing.
All right. So, first couple, while you were here, since we recorded like day 2 of your trip, so we continued to watch movies, like way more than this, but these are the only ones. So we had a little Goldie Hawn marathon where we watched Cactus Flower, which you talked about in the last episode. And then we watched Overboard and Private Benjamin, which I had seen Overboard a million times, and you had seen Private Benjamin, right?
I'd seen it once before, but not like a million times like Overboard.
Yeah, so Overboard is the one that I'm the most familiar with. It's 1987, directed by Gary Marshall, and Goldie Hawn is like this rich, bitchy lady on a yacht, and she hires this sweaty carpenter to come and build her a closet on the yacht, and she's an absolute jerk to him. And then she ends up drunkenly falling off the yacht and getting amnesia. Oh, also she didn't pay him for the closet. And so he's like, well, since she didn't pay me, I'm going to go there and tell them she's my wife and use her as free child care and housekeeping services for a while.
Yeah, with this like 3 or 4
awful children.
Yes. What, and like you wonder who's the bigger asshole here, her or him? Him probably, because let's be real, that's way worse.
Yes. But then, eventually they fall in love. And I know, like, they made a remake of this not too long ago, which is wild that they would remake this movie. I think it's one of those things, like, I hear people talk about, like, oh, this is bad. And it's like, well, yeah, you shouldn't do this. But, like, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn just have, like, so much chemistry. And you're like, yeah, kidnap that lady. You fall in love. Like,
you guys are cute together. Yeah, their chemistry is really what makes the movie. And they're, obviously, they've been together since this movie, or even before this movie they were together, probably before this movie. But yeah, they're the perfect couple. So yes, of course, we love
it's
that.
good. I think it's really funny. I really like it. I've seen that so many times, and I'm just noticing, speaking of kidnapping ladies, we've missed a movie, but
we did.
Yeah, from
what
Tuesday.
movie did we? Oh, that's right. Well, we can add that. Let's just add that right now under this one here.
The other one in our Goldie Hawn-a-thon was Private Benjamin, where, again, Goldie Hawn is like a little rich girl. She's getting married, and her husband dies, like, on their wedding night. And
while they're having sex.
While they're having sex. And she decides / gets conned into joining the army.
Because that's what you do. Because you're a stupid rich woman.
What you do. So she goes in the army, and it's about her sort of finding herself there. And that one, I feel the first half of it quite enjoyable. Like, the whole part where she's in the army is great. And then she meets another man. And then the second half of the movie is like, why are we doing this again? She learned nothing.
She literally learned nothing. She just goes back into her old ways. Like, she chose a terrible man who is not right for her. She was doing so well. Like, she goes into the army, doesn't do well at first, but then realizes, I'm my own independent woman. I'm going to complete this because I said I was going to. And then she becomes, like, she finds herself. She's like, yeah, I can do things. I'm going to go here. It's like, she really just comes to her own. And then she meets this man and then just reverts back, leaves the army, goes to try to go get married. And it really, that's where the movie, I think, really falls apart for me, because then she's like, we didn't need this at all.
No, we didn't need this at all. Like,
it could have been way shorter.
Yeah. It was a strange direction for the movie to go, especially for so long. So, but yeah, the first half was good. I think Goldie Hawn's just so adorable.
She is so adorable. We definitely have to watch more Goldie Hawn movies. Like there's one where she's a coach of a football team. I've seen that one a couple times. That one's a good one. I like that one a lot. But yeah, we definitely have to watch more Goldie Hawn. But I think between the two of these movies, Overboard's better, I think. It's more problematic per se, but I like Overboard more.
I like Overboard a lot, yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. What else did you watch?
Well, we should probably talk about the other movie where there's kidnapping.
The other one?
Yeah,
sure.
We'll talk about that. So, like Overboard, this is a movie about kidnapping women. And so,
Yep,
literally kidnapping women. So Pam and I, the other night, watched together 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, which is a movie, a movie musical back from like 1950 something year. I don't know. It stars Howard Keel and forgot name of woman again already. Jesus, we really know how to do this well. But anywho, it's about this backwoodsman, the Adam Pontopee. And they live in the middle of nowhere, Oregon, in the 1850s. And him and his 7 brothers live up in the mountains, which is literally only like 12 miles away from town, mind you. And that doesn't, I mean, maybe that's a really long way in the 1850s, but it doesn't seem that far, you know.
I mean, it's through
couple
like
hours.
Mountains and passing. Yeah, a couple hours. It's not like they're out in the middle of the wilderness, but.
Yeah, so every once in a while they go, Adam goes into town to go get some supplies, and he goes down to town and decides, I'm going to get myself a wife, and I am Adam Pontopee, and when I put my mind to something, I am just going to go do it. So he goes out into town, sings a fabulous song about finding a wife and what he's looking for, and he finds his wife, blonde, don't remember her name in the movie. I've seen this movie so many times, and I don't remember anybody's name besides
Millie is her name in the movie, and Jane Powell is the actress.
Powell, thank you, Pam. Yeah, so he finds Jane Powell, Millie, and she's a strong, hard-working woman who
doesn't take shit from anyone.
No, but she falls in love at first sight to this tall, redheaded, handsome man. So off she goes. She gets married that very day. Lord, good on you, babes, and goes up.
Go for it.
Has to take care of 7 brothers all by herself.
And it's so sad because on the way up there, she's just talking. She's like, "Oh, you know, I work at the not the pub, but whatever it's called, at
tavern-ish thing,
tavern, and I have to take care of all these men, and I've just dreamed of only taking care of one man." And he's just like, and then she comes to find. There are 7 men here who expect her to clean up after them and cook for them.
And they're a mess because they're just 7 boys who like don't do anything. Their parents died a while ago, and they have no mother or female figure to look up to or to take care of them because they're boys and they don't know how to take care of themselves.
No, they don't know how to act right.
No. So she sets them straight and then decides that they need to get married too. And so she helps them in her big sister sort of way, which I think is one of the best parts of the movie is the relationship between the brothers and her, because it's not weird at all. It's like, oh, big sister, help me.
Yeah. They all love her like almost immediately. It's funny because her husband, he kind of disappears a lot in the movie, and it's just her and the brothers, and she's teaching them how to act and how to dance and how to court a lady. And they're all like very appreciative, and they all like really appreciate her and respect her.
Until they're a bunch of idiots and they decide, well, the only way to get these women, because in the wilderness there's a man, for one woman there's like 10 men going after her pretty much. We got to kidnap him. So they go down,
the women,
kidnap 7 chicks out of the town. They go up into their mountains, close off the pass, and they're stuck there for like 9 frickin' months. So not a good idea.
No. Yeah, but it was good. I really liked the parts with Millie and the brothers. Actually, my favorite part of the whole thing was the dancing. It's such good dance numbers. Especially when they were raising the barn, like that was amazing. Like a fight dance sequence. I love a good fight dance sequence.
Oh yeah, this movie is like one of my favorite musicals. I grew up with this movie, and yeah, the dance numbers are really fabulous. The music's good, but it's not like, oh, that's like, a Barbara Streisand song that was absolutely great. But
yeah,
the dancing, Russ Tamblyn,
the dancing's amazing. I'm not into Jane Powell's kind of like soprano Broadway sound. Like that's not. Ding dong, ding-a-ling dong. I don't know. It doesn't work for me for like most of her songs, but everything else I think I loved the dancing, and it was very cute. Again, even though the lesson is just kidnap someone and keep them until they like you.
Yeah,
it's still so nice.
This is a nice movie.
Yeah,
really teach you good lessons in life here.
Yeah.
But that's 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. What else have you been watching, Pam?
So I watched for the first time Rocky.
I can't believe you've never seen this movie before. I am flabbergasted.
I know. Everyone was surprised. Yeah, because I was sick for a little while, so Dylan and I were both just watching like all of our comfort movies, none of which I've put on this list because I've watched them all 7 million times. But yeah, so one of his was Rocky, and I really liked it. I'm sure everyone knows the story. Sylvester Stallone, and he's sort of like an aging... not overly, fairly successful, but not really going anywhere as a boxer, who gets the chance to fight for the heavyweight champion, Apollo Creed, and sort of his rise to that, and also the love story with him and Talia Shire, Adrian.
Yeah. It's classic. The classic, working man, Philadelphia, working class city. Oh, yeah. Did you know Sylvester Stallone actually wrote the script for this?
I did, yeah. I heard that it's like was a very sort of low budget indie thing, like in terms of funding. He wrote it. He did the fight choreography. I noticed in the credits just as I was watching it. Like,
yeah, he was like. He negotiated to star in the movie and gave up like the writing, like to write it. They would have like paid him, I forget, X amount of money. And he was like fucking broke at the time whenever he got the trying to sell this script. But he negotiated that out to star as well as star on this script, which is like a big gamble. I mean, obviously it paid off, but the man like was like, no, I am doing this because this is my movie. Yeah, good on him.
It's his own thing. Yeah, his brother did a bunch of the music and
yeah. I love this movie. I mean, what can you say about Rocky besides it's a classic? Just the music.
It's a classic. And I think one of my favorite things about it is the ending. It's a just fantastic ending. So
it's not, I mean, it's a happy ending, but he doesn't win, which is like, it's amazing. Like, all this work and he doesn't win, but he still won.
He doesn't win. And I love how like it's even... You could even miss that he didn't win because it kind of just fades into the background when they're giving the final score because him and Adrian are enjoying each other and like appreciating each other. So yeah, I really love the ending especially.
Oh God, I love it towards the end. I know people have seen this movie. You don't care when he's complimenting her on her hat. And he's like, "You're looking really excellent today." I'm like, "Oh, you're so cute! Oh, so cute." They are so sweet on each other. It's so adorable. They're both so awkward and just like, so appreciative. It's so sweet.
Yeah, that was a good one. I feel like I'm going to be subjected to the rest of them now.
Oh, yes. Okay, so they're not, when you move forward in the Rocky saga, they just get more fun, which is great. Yeah. And then they get fun, and then they get ridiculous, and then they just get straight up stupid. So it's a nice progression of the insanity that is about to ensue. So
yeah, all right.
Yay. Okay. You're like, great.
Yeah. What else did you watch?
Oh, okay, here we go. Michelle's ready to rant. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so Section 31. I watched Section 31. Do you know what Section 31 is, Pam? Probably not, because only
I have no idea.
It's a Trek movie.
Oh, it's a Trek movie.
It's the newest Trek movie.
Ooh.
It actually has Michelle Yeoh in it.
Okay.
And so Section 31 is the most recent Trek movie released, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or whatever it is. And so, background. Section 31 is actually this sort of secret organization that was first introduced into DS9 as they're the organization in the shadows that helps Starfleet do the bad things without Starfleet doing the bad things in order to come to the power that they are today. And the way DS9 levels or set it up was it's a very secretive place. Nobody knows about Section 31. It's very, you have to be invited in. Nobody knows about it. It's very sketch. You have to be a certain level of intelligence in order to be able to be part of this group. And so I guess that was just all pretty much thrown out the window whenever they started making Discovery. And I have started my watching Discovery, so yay. It sucks. But so Section 31 in this movie, everybody knows about it now. And Michelle Yeoh, who was a character in Discovery, her character is Georgia Philippia, whatever. In Discovery World, her in the Mirrorverse, they're what she's called, like, evil empire. I kill everything. So she was like the empress of the Terran Empire, who then like just kills everybody on a whim because she's evil. And then so she goes into Discovery Universe for whatever reason, and then gets invited to be a part of Section 31. Okay. All that being said, this movie has nothing to do with fucking Section 31 and all of its secretiveness. It is fucking bullshit. It is it's not only just a bad Trek movie, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The dialogue is so bad. Everybody is a fucking idiot. Everything is stupid. The entire movie, almost all of it, if it's not a bad action sequence that's poorly choreographed, they're all standing around in a circle talking about it. Just talking. In a circle all the time, equidistant apart from each other. It's like, do you guys don't know how to stand normal at all at any point? So the story is that Section 31 comes back to go get Georgia and this ragtag group of kids in order to stop this item from killing everything. Like, it's, an item that's going to end the world or end the universe. It's just like, it's a thing. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's just awful. They're like, it's all quips just to be quips, and everyone's an asshole, and everyone sucks, and they don't know how to talk normal, and it is so bad, man. I hated it.
That's
with every
a shame.
fiber of my being. I hated it. The worst movie I've ever seen, and it's not fun.
Wow.
Like, not fun, not bad fun at all. It's just bad. Ugh. I had to be so high to finish that movie. It was just like out of control. Oh, I got it out of my system.
Good. You feel better.
I feel better now. Thank God. So don't watch this movie. Don't, action sequences are terrible. Everybody is awful. It doesn't make sense. Everybody's stupid. It's, I actually kind of blocked it from my memory and then realized today I had to put it back into my brain to talk about it. And I want it back out of my brain again. It's that terrible. I hate New Trek. New Trek sucks.
Boo.
I need a hug. What else have you been watching, Pam?
So another movie that I watched is called The Vourdalak, which is a French movie. It's from 2023, directed by Adrian Beau, and it is a vampire movie. It takes place... Christ, I don't know time frames, but back when in the French court they wore like powdered wigs and powdered faces, and so it's about this marquis who's from the court of France, and he was sent on a mission from the king over to Eastern Europe. And while he's there, he's robbed, his horse is taken, so he tries to find someone who can give him a horse so that he can get back to France. And he ends up at this house of a very strange family, 3 siblings, one of their wives and son, and then their father, but their father isn't there right now. And he said he's gone off to fight the Turks. And if he does not return in 6 days, he will no longer be their father, even if he does return.
Okay, that's weird.
So it's like a vampire, but it's like a different sort of take on vampire folklore. So they can go out in the sun, and their specific thing is that they feed on the people they love. So that's why the father, who also when he comes back is a 6-foot puppet. He's not a man. That's why he comes back home to be sort of with the people he loved. But it's just very interesting mix. Like just the setting and everything is all very like dour in a way, where it's like, this is bad, things are rotting, this is just a place that's full of death. But it also is quite campy a lot of the time. Like the sister Svedka, the courtesan or courtier like ends up falling in love with her, and she's just a strange kind of witchy woman who knows what's going on. And then the little brother is, he's a man, but he's like always sort of flancing around and wearing his sister's clothing. And then the older brother is a little more just like, we have to do what father says, he's our father, we have to do everything for him. So just all of these strange family dynamics, and just an interesting take on the vampire, specifically because it's like you become this and then you feed on the ones you love. Like you don't just go out and bite people's necks. It's like, I've come home because I love you and I want your blood.
Interesting. So they don't feed to kill then, because then it just kills. Do they just feed just a little bit of feed, like, or
they feed like a decent amount, but then it turns the person who's been bitten eventually. So yeah,
interesting.
Very interesting take. It was very, very good. I really liked it. Like very funny at times and campy, and I liked it a lot.
Campy vampire is like probably one of my favorite vampires. Like if you can't have fun with it, then why the fuck are we here? Like
just the fact that it was a puppet voiced by the director. Like
really?
Yeah. Like a big, like almost skeletal kind of puppet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, kind of cool though.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me about this the other day. I looked it up, and the poster's very like powdered white, the hair and stuff. So I was like, ooh, but I didn't have enough time to watch it. I watched another movie we're going to talk about soon instead. But very cool. I love a good vampire movie. They should make more.
Very good.
Amazing. Good. Yay.
What else did you watch?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. So I watched a movie called The Trip. Have you ever heard of this movie before? Maybe not. It's like from 2012. So it's been at least 10. Oh my God, how many years? I can't believe 2012 is more than 10 years ago at this point.
I know.
That is wild to me. So these 2 actors who are essentially playing themselves are, one of them, he was like in Tropic Thunder, he was in like a bunch of shows and such, but he was a comedian and he wants to go into more movies. So he is like negotiating with his agent a lot of times to be like, hey, I want to go into movies and such, but I'm going to go on this trip because my girlfriend, who really loves food, wanted me to do this trip, but now she's off in America because we're having a break. And so now I have to go on this trip by myself to go eat and eat food at these fancy places in England. So I need somebody to go with me. So he calls up his buddy, who's also a comedian, sort of playing a fictionalized version of himself as well. And so these two comedians just go off, travel around England, going to these really ridiculously fancy restaurants and talk and eat. And that's it.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's very much an improv movie. A lot of the dialogue is improvised by the two of them. You can tell they're big improv guys. But this overarching story is about the main guy, his relationship with his girlfriend on the break, and his sort of struggles he has because he sees his friend who he's like, is he really my friend? But then he's like, he is my friend. He, we're close, but like he has a hard time accepting relationships, and his sort of like way of coping, realizing that he's alone and what he wants to prioritize in life. So it's a very interesting movie, and the dialogue between the two friends is amazing. They do so many impressions, and it's amazing. They're really good at impressions. Like half the time they're just doing a Michael Caine and trying to compete who does a better Michael Caine.
I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several octaves. Let me finish. And all of the cigars and the brandy, don't let me finish, can now be heard.
Okay.
I've not fucking finished.
It's very difficult. And the food that they're eating is gorgeous. And just small 7-10 courses of beautifulness with wine at these beautiful places in the English countryside. Nice. Yeah, it's a very interesting movie because it almost feels like a documentary at times, but it's not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice movie. It's you gotta like impressions though. You gotta like Michael Caine, and you gotta like them saying she was only 16. Terrible Michael Caine.
It sounded more like Sean Connery.
I know. They do a Sean Connery though as well. And they're really good at it. It's amazing. So yeah, The Trip was a nice movie.
Awesome.
What else have you watched?
Yeah. So another one is Demolition Man, which I had never seen before. This is from '93. Another Sylvester Stallone movie.
That sounds like a theme.
Yeah, it's interesting. It starts out, I guess, in the past, and he's a cop who tends to blow shit up as he's doing his cop business, and he's chasing Wesley Snipes, who's basically just the Joker. Like, he is. He
really is just a Joker. Yeah. He's just insane to be insane.
Yeah. And he goes after this, and somehow in his catching of him, things go poorly, and Sylvester Stallone is going to be frozen for a number of years as a punishment. And then Wesley Snipes gets free from his frozen punishment, and Sylvester Stallone gets woken up in the future where things are very, very different.
Yes, and it's only like 36 years in the future, so it's not even really, I think maybe a generation. But there are old people who remember the good old days when shit was hitting the fan. And then now their society is like, we don't touch each other because touching each other's bad. We can't say bad words because bad words is bad. We don't use salt in our food because salt is bad. Like, fuck you, I'm going to put all the salt in my food, all right?
Yeah. Just everything has gotten very kind of sterile and like, oh, well, this is bad for you, therefore illegal. And even like the police precincts. They still have a lot of police for some reason, even though they don't have anything to do.
Yeah, it's very strange. Sandra Bullock, who's in this movie, she's I feel like she's sort of the secondary main character. She has this huge office of just like things in the office, but they don't do anything. So I'm like, why do you have this huge office?
Yeah, she's also the only one who is competent in any way. Like, I mean, you can't really blame the other people. Like, there's no crime. There's nothing for us to do. Why would we be good at something we never have to do? Whereas she just somehow knows a lot, and like she was, I think, not obsessed, but like she was like really into the past and like studied it a lot. And so her and Sylvester Stallone end up teaming up to go after Wesley Snipes. And she's also just so adorable.
So cute. She's so perky and fun and naive, but like not in a stupid way. She's just like, I loved her in this movie. She was adorable.
She's great. I really liked it. Also, Benjamin Bratt was in this, and it made me realize, he had a nose job.
I didn't even realize that watching this. Oh my god.
I mean, he looks very different in this movie than like Miss Congeniality.
He does. But I only knew that was him because I know, like, that's Benjamin Bratt. But I just didn't connect the two together. I'm like, he's just older. In reality, that's like, I don't know, not even 10 years later that they had Miss Congeniality together. So it's like,
Yeah.
My bad.
But it was fun. It took me a few days to get through it because we kept putting it on like right before bed, and you get me in bed and it's late and I'm just like, look, let's watch a movie.
Yeah, but I like this movie a lot. It's fun. The story is very interesting. It doesn't feel like it lags at all. Like, it just keeps going and going and escalates, and everybody is stupid, but in a way that they're supposed to be stupid. And I thought it was this is a fun,
it was very
fucking
fun
movie. Wesley Snipes is hamming it up the whole fucking time.
He's great. Yeah.
And I really like the script as well. I thought the script was pretty good for an action movie. Like, I thought it was very well done. I was surprised. So, fun. I love this movie. Yeah. This was great.
It was very fun.
What
else did you watch?
Oh, God. Can I stop watching bad movies, Pam?
You can. That's up to you.
God damn. So I saw... Because I subscribed to Paramount Plus because of Star Trek. And I saw Gladiator 2 was up on Paramount Plus. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. It's fine. I put it on. I was with my dad the first time I put it on. We lasted about 30 minutes before he's like, no, we're not watching this. I was like, cool. I agree. And then so I watched it on my own later. So it took 2 sittings to sit through this hot garbage of a mess of Gladiator 2, directed by very old Ridley Scott, starring Denzel Washington and the guy from Normal People, whose name I don't know. Anywho.
Denzel Washington's in this?
Yes, Denzel Washington is in this.
No.
Yes. Yes. So the movie starts off and it's pretty much, it starts off, the movie is pretty much the same as Gladiator. Like, almost beat for beat. And you're sitting there going, why? Like, we had Gladiator. Why do we need to just do the same movie? Only it's not Russell Crowe now. It's this guy. Who cares? And you find out later, of course, this is not really a spoiler because it's also in the trailer, that the guy is the son of Russell Crowe and the woman in Gladiator.
Okay.
It's the son. It's the little boy. And he gets sent off or whatever. And so now he's a gladiator doing the exact same thing as his father. He's almost the exact same beats. And the only real difference is Denzel Washington is now, like, instead of being the guy who owns the gladiator thing, who's, like, more of a mentor, Denzel Washington is just evil. So, yeah, this movie sucks. And it sucks in a way because, one, the dialogue sucks. The characters don't make fucking sense at all. Like, they're just doing stupid things. But also, it escalates the fight scenes in a way and makes them more ridiculous in a way that is just stupid. Right?
Are there sharks?
The sharks. Why do we need fucking sharks? So in one scene, they're going to go into battle. And this is actually true that they filled up the Coliseum with water in order to do sea battles for gladiator events. Well, you fill up the thing with water. Why the fuck would you put sharks in the movie? But logistically, that's insane for Romans. All right? Insane. If you have those sharks survive while you put them in there. Because, you know, that's a hike. And cool. They're in there. There's like 15 of them at least, and they're bloodthirsty and hungry, which, one, sharks are probably not just going to be bloodthirsty and hungry just because, unless they're hungry, and then they're already dead to begin with. Two, why? Why do you need that in the movie? You're already doing a cool water battle scene with, you know, you could have just focused on that instead of focusing on the bullshit sharks that are in here. There's a lot of that. Like, there's a monkey fight. There's a shark fight. There's a other stupid fight. Like, the fights are just stupid. And they look terrible. You compare it to the old one. Like, the old one, even with, like, the tigers coming out of the floor or whatever, that looked fucking cool, right? Like, it looked seamless between the actors and the actual tigers. Here, it looks like just fucking hot garbage. You guys, like, that's just CGI'd and not even good CGI. Like, hot garbage. So, no, don't watch Gladiator 2. Just watch the original because it's almost beat for beat. And it's stupid. It's just plain stupid. And the emperors are insufferable and stupid.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. What else have you watched, Pam?
So just last night, I think, I watched Challengers, which just came out in 2024. It has Zendaya and...
Oh, the tennis movie!
The tennis movie, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, it was super good. So it's about...
Really?
Yeah, this... 3 people... when it starts out, it's sort of like present day, and Zendaya is the coach of her husband, who's a professional tennis player. She used to be a tennis player, but is a coach now. And he's sort of been in a slump as he's trying to win his, like, Grand Slam. And she signs him up for this, like, low-level tournament because she wants him to get his confidence back. And he ends up against his old best friend. And so the whole time, the movie is flipping between time frame. So it starts when they were 18, and, like, the best friends, they had gone to, like, tennis boarding school forever, and they, you know, grew up together. They play doubles together. They're best friends, but they're also, like, there's a lot of sexual tension there all the time. And then they meet her, and she's this rising tennis star, and she can kind of figure out how to play them off each other. And she also just really loves tennis, and she just really wants to see people play good tennis, or she wants to be playing good tennis herself. So it sort of jumps back and forth about how the relationships between these 3 people have evolved and gotten to where they are. And it's great. The original soundtrack is from Trent Reznor and Atticus Finch, and it's a really cool soundtrack. Like, it's the film, how it's filmed is really good. Like, there is a lot of time where they are actually playing tennis. Like, it's a sports movie where it's sports a lot of the time.
Oh, you mean it's not some actor who's like, I swear to God, every time there's a baseball movie and an actor throws a ball and you're like,
I mean, I'm no tennis pro, so I don't know how well these actors were doing at being tennis people, but I don't know. I bought it.
As long as it looks good too, you know, like even if they superimpose a face on another actor in order to while they're doing it or whatever, like camera tricks they do or anything CGI, as long as it looks good and is convincing, I am all for it. Interesting that this movie is good. I've only seen like a poster and maybe the trailer, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to see it. It's gross. But then you telling me that it's good, and I think I heard like a while ago, like somebody was like, "Oh, this is surprisingly good." Like some of the camera shots and such, I heard like the tennis ball, the camera following
like the camera's
ball.
On the ball. It's
things like that.
There's a lot of really really cool shots.
Interesting. Do you like Zendaya? Is this going to be a hot take? Because I don't know if I like Zendaya. I'm saying her name wrong.
Every time I say it, I'm like, am I saying it wrong?
I feel like we've talked about this before too.
I liked her in this. Like I watched Euphoria, this season 1, and that I was like, but I liked her a lot in this because she got to be a little, I don't know, like she was very self-assured and very like take charge, and I really liked her in that kind of character as opposed to being just sort of like distant, which I've noticed in some of the other roles I've seen her in. So I liked her in this a lot.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to put this on my. It's okay to watch this now, Michelle.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yay! I'm gonna actually eliminate this one because that's okay. Because I'm pretty sure you've talked about that one before. It was the Thomas Crown Affair with Steve McQueen. Hot, sexy, great movie. That's all we got to say about that. The other movie that Pam and I watched is, we're getting international now, is Raise the Red Lantern. Yay! Yay! So this is a movie made in 91 or 92-ish? Early 90s. It's starring Gong Li. And it's about this woman whose father just dies and leaves them nothing. And the stepmother's like, well, you gotta marry a man's. And it's early 1900s China during the warlord era. And she's like, spent like 6 months at university, which I guess is very educated for a woman back then, which is like, good on you, babes. And she's like, well, fuck. Now I gotta sit here and decide, all right, do I marry a man who's just gonna be, I'm just gonna be another concubine to this guy's wife? Or do I say, fuck you, stepmom, I'm gonna do my own thing? She decides, I'm gonna do what's best for the family, and I'm gonna go marry this unknown dude, a rich man's, and become the fourth wife of this rich man's, because in this society they have multiple wives. So she goes off, marries this dude, and that's when the drama starts.
Yep.
That's when, because it's really much about, in the confines of the walls of this mansion or compound, really.
Yeah.
It's like a compound. It's insane. It's about the hierarchy and the attention, the fight for attention between the four wives, and the ability to produce a son, and how to get ahead to get attention, to get the nice things. Because if the husband likes you and wants to sleep with you and prefers you, you get foot massages, you get all the attention, you get nice things. So it's really
choose the food for dinner, like
choose the food. So it's really about playing the manipulative games between the other wives. And the other wives are evil, can be evil, manipulative, and it's all about that dynamic.
They all learn to be evil and manipulative because that's like the system that they're in.
The way to survive, honestly, for society. So I love this movie. I saw this movie back in college, and I've always had the DVD, and I've been wanting to rewatch it for a long time. And I think this movie is just so beautifully shot. It's so gorgeous. The scenes and the set design and the costumes are so beautiful. It's really, I think, a movie that nobody can watch because it's not streaming anywhere. I just happen to have it on DVD because I bought it in like, I don't know, 15 years ago. It's really a beautifully made movie. And I love it. What do you think of it, Pam?
I thought it was absolutely great. Like, I loved sort of all of the drama and the intrigue and thinking like, oh, this one's awful. It's like, oh, maybe she's not so bad. And like your expectations of everyone was changing and they were constantly surprising you. I loved how it was shot, like the whole architecture of the place, like how it's set up with them each in their little not even a house, like their little rooms
apartments
that they have. And then when the husband chooses one of them, they light the red lanterns outside their apartment to let everyone know that this is the wife he's chosen to spend the night with. And I loved that the camera never ever focused on the husband. Like you saw him, but you never like got a close-up of his face or even him as the focus of the frame. He was always just kind of there, like hovering over everything, but he wasn't like, it's weird because he like was controlling everything and putting everyone in this situation, but he was also just like kind of absent as far as what we were seeing.
Yeah, I love that too. The focus is really upon a couple of the servants as well as the wives and how they handled their relationships and what they did and such. And so it's a surprising movie that goes in really dark places.
Yes.
Really dark movie. Like, it's not a happy, oh, this is a fun, like, interesting political intrigue. No. This is fucked up shit.
Yeah. It's all very sad. Like, it's all beautiful, but it's just infuriating and sad at the whole time as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're so angry because when women are put into this situation, they can't get out of it. There's nothing for them outside of these walls. So these walls are all they have and what they have to do in order to survive, just to get any sort of pleasure or any sort of excitement in their lives, like anything. And they're fucked if they do anything that displeases the husband, because he will just, you're just chunk change. Just another wife.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Wild. It's wild.
Yeah,
I'm so glad
really
we watched
good.
that.
I'm glad we watched that.
Yes, we're gonna watch more movies. Not that we need to watch more movies, but but we decided we're gonna watch more movies together and do more different kind of movies and such, like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, Raise the Red Lantern, all sorts of crazy, not just all, nonsensical stuff, and together too, because I think it's just better. I mean, I love watching movies with you and Dylan and talking about them, so it's like, we gotta watch more movies together.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that is all the movies. Do we need another drink refill before we go into games, or we can do this halfway between games?
Yeah, we can do it in the middle of games. I'm good for now.
Cool. So Pam, you have obviously played. You did not put a crap ton of movies in here, and now you have like 4 times the amount of games that I have. I love it. What is the first game you played, Pam? I am so excited because you were playing this when I was there. Well, you were starting.
Yeah. So the first one is Citizen Sleeper, which just came out at the end of Citizen Sleeper 2, which just came out at the end of January. I did get an early key. Like, it was nice too, because I got like really early. Got it, maybe beginning of January for Xbox. It was all done. It was very nice. So I really loved the original Citizen Sleeper. It's basically kind of a visual novel, but it incorporates dice rolling RPG mechanics, and you play a sleeper. I have hiccups. You play a sleeper who's someone who's gotten into debt with this corporation, so they put you basically in cryo sleep or something, and they take your consciousness and put it into a robot body, and the robot body will just work off the debt eventually. maybe, hopefully. And so in both of the games, you have managed to escape from the corporation. In the first game, you're kind of managed to escape and you are in one spot. In the second game, you manage to escape, but then you're on the run from someone else. So you're you have a ship where your home is, and you jump from like system to system and planets and space stations and things. And you meet a bunch of other people. You invite people onto your crew, and they will help you out with missions. You can take contracts to get money, and all the way you're kind of figuring out what to do with yourself, how you're going to escape this situation that you're in, and dealing with the fact that you're in this robot body that, you know, things can go wrong and it can get weird and glitchy. I really like it. Like, they just have really amazing writing. Like, it is almost entirely reading and then dice rolls sometimes, but I really liked it.
So for these kind of games, I'm guessing because it's an RPG, you can kind of play evil or good. Yeah?
I don't know that it's so much evil or good, but it's just what you're concerned with. Like, I mean, you can be more selfish or more altruistic. Like, you can help people or, you know, go on your own way, do your own thing. You can pick which companions you want with you. So you can sort of see what you know of them and what their priorities are, and see if you want to help them.
So you can either play like, I'm an asshole, I'm going to say fuck you to everybody, or I can be the helper person. Right?
Yeah.
What did you play as?
I always help people. I mean, there's some people that I would meet and I'd be like, I don't like you. You can't come on my spaceship. But other times, like once I got someone sort of into my crew and I liked them, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. You want to stage a labor revolt? Let's do it. Like,
is there relationship building in this game with your other companions? Is there any sex?
There's no sex that I know.
No robot sex? Come on.
No robot sex, sadly.
Damn it. I want to be in my subconscious and do a sleeper robot thing and just have sex with everything.
Yeah. Just have like the Demolition Man sex.
Yes! With the little headgear thing, like we're fucking cone heads and just like across the room from each other doing mind sex.
Yeah.
So dumb. Ew, you want to swap fluids? Ew.
She's so cute.
She's so cute. She's so cute. Oh, also the outfits in that movie, fabulous. Really good outfits. So do you like Citizen Sleeper 1 or 2 better? Which one's the better game?
I liked 1 better. I liked being in one place and like building all the relationships with every character sort of in one place. The second one does add more mechanics into it, but I feel like, I don't know, 1 was also just like a very novel kind of concept, like the whole dice rolling with the visual novel. That was like very interesting, and so they did it again and it worked just as well, and they added to it in the second one. But I guess the first one, just because it was like, oh, this is unexpected, and I just liked it more, whereas the second one was like, yes, more of this. Like,
yeah. I also feel like for you, because it does seem like if we're opening up worlds, not that it's an open world, I'm sure it's like not open world in a sense, but when you expand the world, it becomes more not like streamlined. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do have a tendency to not like island hopping or planet hopping. Like, even like Monkey Island 2, the back and forth was like, stop making me go back and forth. And this wasn't as bad, but there was still some of that, because you would need to get your resources, you need food, you need supplies to like make every jump from planet to planet. So sometimes you'd be like, oh, well, you need to go over here and make like 4 jumps to get over there and then go back. I was like, why?
Yeah. Like, oh, come
why can't I just stay here?
Come on. Yeah, I tend to agree with that too. for that. But interesting. Yay. Watch Pam's Citizen Sleeper video. For sure.
Yeah, I made a video.
Yeah, Pam made a video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
else I guess I've played?
Yeah, what have you played?
I'll go. Okay. So I had like only 2 games on here. One of them I actually finished. The other one I'll rant about. I played on stream Clock Tower Rewind, which is...
what's Rewind mean?
It's the re-release, the remaster.
Oh, okay.
That's all that meant. So
of the first one.
Yep, it's the first Clock Tower, just on a PS5. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they called it Rewind because they added additional, like, I don't know, anime-looking cutscenes. And I don't even remember them in the game at all. And I guess you can switch if you wanted, like, the newer. I just played the OG version. Because you can just play the OG version on the PS5, the version I got. So limited run re-release this game. And yeah, I've never played Clock Tower before. My sister has the game. I think all of them at this point. And so I've always been interested because essentially it's a point-and-click adventure, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're just walking around as stupid Jennifer, who's literally Jennifer Connelly, and you're an orphan. Your mom died, and then your dad died, or dad went away and missing. And so then you're in this orphanage, and you have your other, like, 3 other hot girls with you, and you all get adopted to Mr. Simon Bellows. And so you're all like, oh my God, let's go. Like, we're 14 years old and we're getting adopted. Yay. Weird. And so you go to the mansion, and then Miss Mary is like, let me go get Mr. Bellows. Leaves the room, and then the lights go off, and everybody is gone.
No.
Yep, and so you as Jennifer have to go walk around the house, and I say walk because that bitch does not run if her fucking life depended on it. It's just like the whole fucking time, and figure out all the puzzles. And every once in a while, you are attacked and or chased by the Scissor Man, which is just a little child with a big pair of scissors. And he's just, at first you're like, oh, okay, that's scary. And then he's just fucking annoying. And I'm like, let me finish figuring out this puzzle. I'm sick of you chasing my ass and me tripping over nothing because I'm a freaking wimp. And I just want to figure out the puzzle. Oh, I just spit because I was so frustrated. But so this is a game of, it's not that long. I think it took me 2 streams to actually finish. So like 4-ish hours. And of course I had a little bit of help. Yeah. And of course I got the worst ending. Because there's multiple endings, of course, and it all depends. So the endings also depend on what you see, what you do, and what you don't do. So things that you don't do have a huge impact on what happens at the end of the game, or how many items you get and such. So, so I missed out on a lot because the controls are very difficult to use, especially with a controller, because the controller, it's a mouse controller looking around the room, and I feel like anytime you're doing that, it's floaty as fuck. And I'm just like trying every little pixel. And of course I miss shit because I'm hopeless. But overall, I think it's a very interesting game. It's a very frustrating game.
Yeah.
And you need game facts or people to help you to figure this bullshit out, because otherwise and there's no map. So you just have to, there's no map. And all the rooms, there's no real make sense, at least in my brain, of where to go and such. You really got to memorize and draw out a map of each room to remember where things are. Oh, man. Fuck no. Fuck off. No, I ain't doing that. So, yeah. Does the remake do anything to improve the game? Maybe. I played the OG, but the OG is just like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't need to play it anymore to get a good ending.
Yeah.
YouTube, what's the endings?
Yeah.
Have you ever played this game, Pam?
No, I've never played it. I played, I think, Clock Tower 3 on the PS2, but no, I've never played the original.
Yeah. No.
Wasn't it? It was on Super Nintendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, wait. It was on Super Famicom, and then...
Super Famicom.
So, like, I remember when I was in 8th grade, fun little Michelle as a kid story, because I'm an idiot. I was in 8th grade, and I never really told people I played a lot of video games. And I was with, like, one of my girlfriends, you know, just we were hanging out, whatever. And we went to some boys' place, and these boys were at this house. I know. They were older. They were 16, and we were, like, in 8th grade. I know. We're just all sorts of trouble. And she was always, like, the one who was like, I'm going to hang out with the older boys. And I just, like, tagged along for a hot second. I was like, okay. So we walk into this house, and they're playing Clock Tower.
Oh.
And I remember looking at the TV going, the fuck is this? What is happening? Like, I played RPGs, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? The graphics are insane. Because, you know, this is like 1999, and in my mind, anything that was not in fucking boxy polygon Final Fantasy VII form wasn't cool enough. And they were like, who the fuck is this chick? Like, because I'm so like, what the fuck is this? And so they didn't like me. So they sucked. But yeah, I don't know what they were playing it on, because it was never really ported into the US until recently, unless you had like a fan translation or whatever. So I don't know, man. It was 1999. The first time I saw it. I will never forget. They didn't like me.
They didn't like you.
They didn't
You
like.
didn't know what Clock Tower was.
No, because I was like, I don't understand why this is a good game. You're just running away from scissor boys. I didn't get it then. I don't get it now. Yeah. I don't know. But, anywho, that's Clock Tower. What else have you been playing?
So, I played Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, which is another sequel to a game that I really like called Ender Lilies. This is a Metroidvania where you play a little girl. I forget what she's called in this one, but she basically gets these spirits, although in this one they're called homunculi. And so she runs through the world, but she doesn't do the combat herself. Instead, you equip spirits, and like one spirit is a primary attack, which is just normal, like smacking shit with a sword, no cooldown. And then there's like another spirit that does an attack that has a cooldown, and another one that like maybe does a sort of parry thing, which I never ever equipped.
Fuck parry.
One that like does like ranged attacks, one that does just sort of like it's an automatic thing, so it's just like a bird that follows around. So these spirits are the ones who do the attacking for you, but you can decide which spirits to equip, which abilities of theirs you want to use, and you just go around the world, you know, doing Metroidvania stuff like you normally do. So I played this one while I was sick. So I like just blasted through this game. I think I bought it on a Thursday, played it, and then a Saturday and a Sunday that weekend I played for probably 7-8 hours in bed, and I just 100%ed the game by the end of the weekend.
I love those kind of weekends.
I love those too. It was shitty that like I felt sick for like a good week and a half, but I played a lot of video games during that week and a half. So yeah, it really improved on the first one in a few ways. Like the first one's map was kind of ugly. Functional, but ugly. This one was way better. The movement felt a little nicer. The story, honestly, didn't pay much attention to. You couldn't really tell you what was going on there. But it was like a very ideal difficulty. Like, you know, some bosses took a couple tries, but 100% it was like completely doable, and like it was fun to explore every little nook and cranny to get every piece of equipment you could get and every upgrade and little lore item that I didn't read. Yeah, it was really fun. It was just one of those Metroidvanias where like you sit down and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna play this for 8 hours straight. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was really good. My major complaints about it were, I don't know, everything's kind of anime, like just like the characters all look
Kawaii.
like small anime children, which I'm not really like, and half of the soundtrack, like, made me want to put nails in my ears. It's one of those soundtracks that everyone's going to be like, oh, what a good soundtrack, but a bunch of it just sounds like children singing, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that. And so like some of it was fine. It was just like, okay, this is like pretty piano music, like whatever. And then some of it was just like, stop. No vocals in my fucking background music, please.
Yes, no vocals. Jesus, can we just have nice instrumentals?
Yeah.
This is a video game. Come on. I only want vocals in my cutscenes and end credits. That's it.
No, I don't even want them in my end credits. Well, I guess it depends. Not Symphony of the Night. Maybe some other things. I don't know.
Yeah, like Gods of Asgard. That's fine. And you're like Alan Wake's and Controls. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Alan Wake. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but Ender Magnolia was very, very good. It was another one where it's hard to say. Like, I feel like on every technical level, it was a better game than the first. But I'm not sure I enjoyed it more than the first. I enjoyed it like equally as much as the first, even though like there was some definite things that improved. I don't know. It's hard, I think, for sequels to overpass the originals for me, because the originals like, ooh, a new thing, and then, you know, the second one's like, even when they're like, this is better and this is better and this is better, like Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2. Like Blasphemous 2, technically a better game on so many levels, but like felt less special than the first game.
Because it just feels like another skin of the first game, and then you're like, it's just this, but just slightly better, and you're like, but is it?
Yeah.
It's the same aesthetic, it's the same story, it's the same this and that. Yeah, I feel that too, especially when we get like, I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, I'm usually not okay, I say that, and I've played every single fucking Final Fantasy. So, I think
Final Fantasies are different because every one is kind of a different thing.
That's true.
Like I wouldn't say Final Fantasy VIII is a sequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
It just happens to have that name that just like makes it that. And maybe that's what more games need. It's like, if you're going to be a sequel, be a different story, a different thing altogether. I mean, even like different battle systems in between them and such to make them different versus the same thing, but just like, the attack button just a little bit sexier, you know, just a little bit, you know?
Like Final Fantasy X and X-2, like they really were like, we're going a different direction on this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna come out of right fucking field for this bullshit. Absolutely. Exactly. We're going to introduce a sphere grid in 10 and like really blow your minds and put that sphere grid into every single fucking game afterwards. That is not even Final Fantasy. We're going to put a sphere grid in everything. Yeah. Interesting. So wait. So my question though, as you were talking about this, because you have all these spirits that you have to equip in order to just even attack. How hard is it to transition to those different spirits? Like, is it seamless? Like, is that done really well?
So I think by the end of it, you have 8 spirits to choose from, and you have your 4 face buttons basically to assign them to. So at any time you can have 4 spirits. I'm pretty sure like you don't have to have one of each type. If you want 2 of one type, you can do that. So yeah, it's for the spirits, it's just pushing the button of, it's very simple, very simple.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, switch, you know, like
No.
we're switching like fucking I don't know, magic and fucking Dark Souls. I gotta push up until I flip over to the fucking thing. I'm just like, hold on, boss. And I'm already dead. So
no, it's very seamless.
okay, that's good. That's good. What else have you been playing, Pam? You're gonna get 2 in a row.
What else did I play? So I played The Casting of Frank Stone, which is the latest by Supermassive, who does like Until Dawn and The Quarry. And, yeah, so this one was a collaboration with the Dead by Daylight people. So it was kind of in the Dead by Daylight universe, which I know very little about. But it's, you know, it's the same kind of game. So Dylan and I played it couch co-op. So we each got our little batch of characters that we would hold the controller for, and you know, you make decisions which can change paths. There's quick time events that you can succeed or fail at. You can get people killed. It was like my least favorite
Really?
Supermassive game. Yeah, I felt like there was less to do than normal. I mean, I enjoy that type of game. Like, I like quick time events. I like, you know, just making some narrative decisions, but I felt like there wasn't enough to do. Sometimes it would come up and be like, Pam, it's your turn. And I would like pick up the controller. I'd be like, yay, it's my turn. And then I would watch a cutscene and they would be like, Dylan, it's your turn. I was like, oh, okay.
Like, I didn't do anything. I just sat there and held the controller.
Yeah.
Like, oh, nothing.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, sometimes, you know, you'd get to wander around the world and there wasn't even that much to look out for other than the little collectibles that you find. It just seemed like there wasn't enough game to go with the story that they wanted to tell. Also that there wasn't a ton of difference that you would have depending on who lived and died. So
I hate that. I need an impact. If you're gonna do this to me, I need like actual feels that my decisions matter. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah. So it was kind of disappointing, honestly. I recommend like any of the other ones. I still think like they're big ones, like The Quarry and Until Dawn are the best. We played what was the one we played? The Dark Pictures. It was about that murder house in Chicago or near Chicago.
Oh yeah, what was that?
What was his name? H.H. Holmes. Yeah, I think it was like I don't remember what it was called though.
Yeah, me either. That's fine. I remember us playing The Quarry because I was the one in control of The Quarry. And I was so pissed because I swear to God, I saved my favorite character because I shot the fucking zombie in the fucking, or whatever we call werewolf in the fucking face. And Game was like, oh no, you missed. No, bitch. It was right here. You think it was here and I missed. No, it was here. Oh, I was so pissed. Oh, did everybody yours survived in Casting of Frank Stone?
No, we lost a number of characters.
Good. If it sucked, good.
Yeah, we lost a number of. Also, a lot of them were just kind of like these wet blanket characters who I didn't care about. Like one of the ones, the first guy I got killed, he was just kind of very like, meh. And then finally I'm like, I'm going to make him brave. I'm going to make him take a stand. And then he immediately died.
You got to play the character for them to survive. Yeah, they can't be brave if they're stupid.
Yeah. So that was disappointing.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, wow. Got the other ones to play.
What else did you play?
So this one I didn't actually complete. I am sunsetting this game. I played Nioh 2, which
okay.
I never played
Nioh
1.
No.
Never played Nioh 1. Nioh games are Souls-like, and they're made by Koei? Is that who you say? Koei?
I think so.
Whatever. So I've been watching a lot of like I mean, I always watch Alex Snestrunk's videos, and he's been doing a lot of like Koei games, like back in the Super Nintendo area, obviously, when they were like strategy, tactical games from like the Super Nintendo era. And in the videos, he always talks about how like, and people complain about how like the games are very, not convoluted, but just like very talky, very menu heavy, very like there's so many things involved in these menus. And that is just this game in a nutshell. Just,
oh, really?
Oh my fucking God. So I love me some Souls games. And I love the ability to you take abilities, level up your characters, level up particular job classes that you want to do. Mm-hmm. Well, this game takes it to the umpteenth degree. And you have different weapon. All right, first off, it takes the Bethesda approach. Sorry if I touched my mic. It takes the Bethesda approach where there's shit everywhere that you can pick up. No. There are weapons fucking everywhere. You're constantly picking up. And I'm like, well, I have my 2 weapons I started with. And now I have picked up 50 other weapons of all different weapons. And also the same kind of weapon that I have. So I got to go through the menu and try to figure out which is stronger now. Oh, God. It's like 1 billion of them. So you got a lot of that. And then within that weapon, you can have different stances. So I can transition to high, middle, low stance within a battle. And each one has different things. And then I can assign special moves, but I can only use them in particular stances. So you assign them to each stance. And then you level up your character. And then you can level up each weapon. And then, oh my God.
Too much stuff.
It's too much. My baby brain cannot handle this. I'm just like, I'm fighting the thing. You're fighting the thing. So when you attack, you're hitting the face buttons. But as you're attacking, you hit R1 in order to like reset like something. It's just like something, visually something like sucks in and you. That's when you hit R1 and that resets. So your stamina. There's a lot of stamina management with Nioh 2. So that resets your stamina so you can keep whacking the bitch. If you don't do it right, then you just have to back off, reset your stamina, whatever. And so everything is flashing in your face. There's a lot of shit going on. I played this obviously co-op because I ain't playing this kind of fucking shit not co-op. And everybody, there's just so much shit going on the screen. So many buttons to push, so many things to think about, so many things I have to like, and there's shit everywhere. Like, even if you're just walking around the world, there's, like, I walk into a place, there's 30, like, you know when you're in Dark Souls or in Elden Ring, like, you can call up people, you know, like, they have something on the ground, you're like, hey, you can call up this person.
Can you come help? Yeah.
Come help? There's 50 of them in every room.
Oh.
Yeah. Just littering the floor. And I'm like, why do I need this? How do I turn this off? I don't care about any of these things. And it's just all over the fucking place. There's just too much shit. I can't handle it. I need you to, it's like in drag. I need you to step back and take something off.
Yeah.
Too much ornaments, too much accessories. I need you to take off an accessory, babe. Like, it's too much. Oh my God. Too much.
Wow. That's a shame. Yeah, I feel like so many things could benefit from just a little editing. Scripts, game mechanics, like just pare it back a little bit.
We don't need to be this convoluted and insane. Lord knows what this story is even about. I don't fucking care. You're fighting Ghost. Cool. Oh God, I didn't even get it. There's so many mechanics. There's more mechanics I forgot about. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Just like I just remembered. Like, oh my God, it's too much. I'm over it.
Oh.
Briz and Johnny are still gonna play it, and I'm like,
nope,
I'm out, dudes. I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah,
it's too much.
That's a shame.
Such is life.
Yeah.
What is the last game you played, Pam?
So the last game is called Withering Rooms, which a few people recommended to me last year. It's a game that came out in 2024. And this is another one I played while I was sick. I had bought it on PC a while back, and then I realized that it was on Xbox, and I was like, God damn it, I'd rather play it on Xbox. But then now that we've got Dylan's Steam Deck, and we've got a dock, I'm like, I can still play it in bed with a controller. So I started it up, and you play a young girl, and she's in a kind of like asylum, like Victorian era mansion asylum, and she ends up sort of in this strange dream world that is filled with monsters, and so she's trying to figure out what's going on. So you start the game and you wake up in a bedroom, and it's like a side scroller, and you're going through this house and you're fighting monsters, and the fighting is not my favorite. Like, she's, a fairly small young girl, but like rolling through an enemy, like you feel heavy. You feel just like, and then you like stab things and dodge and stab. Eventually you start getting magic spells that you can use. You get various weapons that you can use. There's a whole hiding system. Like, there's a million places in every room where you can hide, and I never hid because I don't like hiding. So at the beginning of this game, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I might stop playing it, but instead I just played a lot of it. So it's interesting because it is like a roguelike in that it's procedurally generated. So anytime you die, the mansion reorganizes itself. So you have a map, which is pretty good. So you can go through the map, you go into every room, there might be a monster or two. There's some like desks you can search for items. You can get like new weapons or new equipment, new amulets and accessories to wear that will help you, various usable items that you can use. And then as you're going, you're meeting new people and they're telling you what's going on. So there's these little like quests and things you need to do to progress through the mansion. So I ended up really liking it. Like, I loved the exploration aspect and like finding new items and going through all these places. It is chapter based, which is really nice. So like, and also your progress. So even though it's roguelike and you die and the mansion resets, you save your progress. It's like if it's like, oh no, the electricity's off. Once you've turned the electricity on once, it's on for the rest of your game, no matter how much you die. So, and there's also these remembrance tiers that you can get, which will allow you to remember an item, so you will always wake up with that item after you die. So it does a lot of things to like make it better, which also made me wonder, just like, then what's the point of it being a roguelite at all? Because after a while, like sometimes you would find a new house and you would be going through the house looking for something and you die in the middle, and that basically reset your progress on that house because, you no longer see, oh, well, it's not in this room, it's not in this room. So it was, I'm still sort of iffy on whether the roguelite thing was necessary, but I ended up really enjoying going through it. It looks really interesting. There's lots of interesting like level up systems and upgrades for weapons and equipment and things. It was pretty cool.
Interesting. It's interesting that you like it, but also like don't like it at the same time because of the procedurally generated stuff. But like they make things so that makes it so like they hook you a little bit. They get you just a little bit.
Like it was a very friendly kind of procedural generation because you did save a lot of progress even when you died. But most of the time, like when I really liked it is when I was going for literally hours without dying, and I'd be like, oh god, I'm doing all this stuff, and then I die, and I'd be like, no, even though I saved so many things, I'm like, I have to explore the whole map again. My map is like empty now. But there's also like a really good fast travel system. And I found that the first couple chapters I liked especially because they were a bit more contained. Like, by the time I got to chapter 4, which was the final chapter, I was like, all right, I'm going towards the end of the game. And then I just kept, the map opened up so much that it was like, there's this hospital that you can explore, and it has its own quest line. And then there's this labyrinth, and it has its own quest line. And then there's here, where it's actually where the story is going. But then there's a circus you can do. And I was like, okay, too much.
No.
Like,
Too much. Too many things to explore. Let's streamline it, condense it down.
Yeah.
Take off an accessory. Let's edit
Exactly.
this down. Oh my God.
yeah,
So many
it was...
games.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience of like really liking it, like getting really hooked into it, but then occasionally just feeling like, oh, why?
So how long did it take you then to finish this one? It was like trudging through.
I think it was around 16 hours.
Oh, wow, so a good
Oh,
chunk.
no, that's 21 hours.
Oh, that's a chunk. That's a chunk.
Yeah. So it was a good chunk. It was strange because I was playing it again while I was sick. So I did find like I did spend one day where I just played it like a lot. And by the end of the day I was like, this game's fucking stupid. I hate it. And then I took like a couple days off and went back. I was like, I like it again.
It got you. It hooked you.
Yeah.
Game, good job doing that. That's good though. At least in it, I mean, if the way it hooked you in a way to like didn't make you hate it, just like it did enough things right to hook you, but also frustrate you, which I guess is a good and bad thing because sometimes you do want a game to frustrate you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I liked it. I ended up liking it a lot. So
Yay, that's good.
yeah.
That's good. Let's take a quick hot break. Michelle has to pee like a racehorse.
Okay.
And I might even leave that in the podcast. I'm not saying. Quick break.
I'd like a martini, shaken, not stirred. I want it now. Don't make me wait.
I'll have a vodka martini, shaken but not stirred.
So Pam,
Yes.
yours is the most important pickup.
Oh.
It's by far the most important pickup. Show us what you got. Yay! Look how sexy.
Look at it. Yeah.
Have you hung it up
It's
yet?
like
Where's
this-
it hanging?
Oh look, I can see us. I put it on, my sort of lampy thing to the left of my desk. I've got it standing up there now,
Nice.
like in one of the shelves. So
How's it feel? Does it feel cheap or is it not cheap?
it feels cheap. They shrank them, I don't know, fairly recently, but yeah, it feels pretty cheap. The mirror is the nicest part, but this is like pretty cheap.
I bet you, like, even like for people who've reached like 1 million subscribers, it's not even more not.
No, I'm
cheap.
pretty sure it's the same thing. It's just a gold color instead of
Yeah.
a silver color. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to find somebody who has 1 million subscribers and compare. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. Apparently, I was on Drunk Friend on the last episode, and Alex said since he's not an on-camera personality, he doesn't get one. He
Yeah,
never
that's
got one.
bullshit. That is
That's
absolute bullshit. Like, just because you don't put your face on camera, you can't have it because you can't advertise the bullshit. Like, fuck
Yeah,
off.
that's ridiculous. Like, there's some things, like, I was looking, and there's, if your content is basically, like, compilations of other people's content or, like, kind of generated content, then fine. But, like, he's writing scripts, he's, like, voiceovering and editing them. It's stupid.
That is very stupid. And I agree. Just like, no. I feel like everybody should get them regardless. Like, who cares? Why are you holding back on this cheap bullshit?
I don't know.
God. Fucking YouTube. Guys make enough money. Just give up the bullshit. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have any other
I
game
also got
pickups?
this new computer chair, which you can't see at all, but it's under me.
Is it like your last one was like a gaming chair, right? Is this like that same kind of brand or like just a chair?
No, this is completely different. It's more just like ergonomic office chair. I also had a burst of patriotism because I was looking at a bunch of different computer chairs, and then I was like, Canadian-made computer chairs, and so I just got one of those.
Hell yeah. You don't want to ship anything into for Canada right now. It would just take way too fucking long in order to get there, and the shipping would just be absolutely insane. So, hell yeah, pro Canada. Don't listen to us stupid Americans. Oh my god.
What did you get?
I got a couple things. I'll start off with the game I got. So me and my sister went to a video game store. Oh my god, surprise, surprise. And we saw Star Trek. What is this?
Starfleet Academy?
Starfleet Academy. Yeah, Starfleet Academy Starship Bridge Simulator on the Super Nintendo. This was only $50.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like any Super Nintendo game that is complete in box, very crispy, very nice box, got all the things in it. I have a hard time finding anything under $100 that's a complete in box Super Nintendo game. So I saw this for $50. I was like, fuck yeah! It's Star Trek. Just got the Gorn on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still have to play this, but it's Star Trek, and I'm working on my goal. My ultimate goal is to have every Star Trek game in physical edition. At least, like, the older stuff. I don't give a shit about the new stuff. But, like, PlayStation, Game Gear. I got a fucking Game Gear game. I'm never going to own a fucking Game Gear. Nobody has a Game Gear. That was, like, the shittiest console released. Like, why would I own that?
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm working on completing my Star Trek collection. So, yay! Fun!
I just looked up. There's a lot of Star Trek games.
Oh, don't tell me that. Now I'm gonna really regret this
decision. A lot of Star Trek games. Yeah. Have you checked out Bridge Crew? That's like fairly recent. When I say fairly recent, I mean like in the last 10 years. But it's on PC. It's like a 2017.
Yeah. I think Yahel told me about that one, and that's one that I should play. But no, I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it. You're right. I got 2 vinyl. When I was also at video game store shopping with my sister, she really likes RuneScape. So I really, this is a vinyl. And she particularly wanted this because of the sea shanty song. I guess it's really cute. I've never played RuneScape. Have you? Yeah, me either. No. This is the world we live in. Michelle just collects vinyl because her sister was like, that game was cute. RuneScape
an MMO?
You know, I wouldn't be be surprised because she does love her MMOs, and I refuse to play an MMO. So, good question. I have no idea what kind of game it is. And then the other vinyl I got, which I think this is way cuter. Again, I didn't own an N64 as a kid. Did you?
Yes.
You did? Okay, so I didn't.
I had 4 games.
What was your 4 games that you had?
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, and the pod racing game. Star Wars pod racing.
Oh my god, I remember the pod racing game.
Yeah.
I was just like go to friends' places and they would have that. We didn't have an N64 because we always got PlayStation. We had to pick one or the other. So this is the Smash Brothers N64 vinyl, which I loved the cover of this. Like,
that's cute, yeah.
It's really cute, and the hands with the the dumbest controller on the face of the planet with all the cute little sprites on it. So this is just black. It's not anything fun or sexy or exciting or anything, but it's a Super Smash Brothers like cuteness. And excuse me, I keep hitting this mic because it's so close. I just liked it because it was cute. And I never liked Smash too much. I'm not a Smash girl. Every time we go to a con, there's always people playing Smash. I'm just like, meh.
I don't like fighting games. Like anything combo based. Not
so bad.
Super interested. and also bad, yeah.
Also bad. I can push XXS real well. But then you start putting X left, X right, X up, sort of right. No, fuck off. We're done here.
I can't handle it.
Even like I'm playing Yakuza 0 now, which is going to take me about 15 years to complete because I have to do every single
You're making good progress.
I am in chapter 6. That's not bad. And
you can just try to beat Dylan.
I'm trying. Tomorrow I'm going to put a concerted effort into putting more time into Yakuza 0. But that one's a beat 'em up game. And I'm so bad still, just because it's like you can do combos, but really it's just pushing one button because it's a beat 'em up, which is kind of ridiculous, but still I'm still so bad at them.
Yeah, I feel like because you don't really need to do combos. You can just sort of spam buttons and pick up things and smash them into people. And I love when people just like explode into money at the end. But that's also why I really liked Like a Dragon, because it's basically a JRPG.
Where you have turn-based and such or whatever. And I thought about playing that one, but I don't know why I picked 0 to play. I was like, I wanted something different, because I play so many RPGs and I just finished another RPG. I was like, fuck it, I'll play beat 'em. I've never played a beat 'em up. Let's do it. And it's not that it's not fun. I'm just really bad at it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You can always fudge the difficulty a little bit on those whenever you have a hard time. So,
yeah, I feel like for the most part, everything's doable. There's like a few bosses where it's like, okay, you need to get good a little bit, but for the most part, like just wandering around, you're not overly bothered by.
Yeah, I haven't had any trouble with like walking around. I've had trouble with one boss, but again, I'm just like, meh. I just kind of suck. It's fine. And I didn't have any heal potions because it was like one of the first bosses. I was like, oh, we're never making that mistake again.
No.
So you live and you learn. Everything is fine. But yeah, that was all my pickups, I think. Yeah, that was all my pickups. I think that's a good chunk. We're getting more pickups and such and getting more stuff to put onto the walls. And my sister has a ridiculous amount of pickups, so I need to acquire some of those. But she's spoiled. But that's a podcast.
That's a podcast.
Yay. Thank you all for listening. If you'd like to speak to us, leave us a comment because we will read them and criticize you. And or respond nicely. Or, just ignore if we're just like, no. We do that too. But most of the time we respond. Yeah. But yeah, leave us a comment on YouTubes.
Yes. Yes. And if you like what you heard here and you want to check out some more fun podcasts, check out polymedianetwork.com.
Yes, lots of fun podcasts. Dylan's on a couple podcasts. He talks about the Goosebumps, talks about a lot of scary movies. Him and his co-host Mook. Mook sent me a lot of movie suggestions for 1989 because in Polykill right now it's 1989 world.
Yeah, in February people time travel back to 1989. Some people only consume media from 1989 and some people are just like, I'll just discover a few new things from that year. Whatever level of commitment you want.
Yeah, which is us, because I will not consume everything. Obviously, we watch movies outside of 1989. I did try to start a 1989 game. I started Sweet Home, and I got into the first room, and I was like, the fuck am I doing? I had to game fax the shit out of it. I'm like, I don't have a manual. It's just off my analog. So I'm like, oh my God. I don't know, man. I don't think I can do it. But that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, check out other podcasts where you talk about other 1989 things or movies and stuff. But yeah. Drink well.
Yeah. Thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.